Oh yeah, you want to talk about Snow White, didn't you?
Yes, Snow White, the remake from ye old Disney. Been a bit of controversy around, hasn't there?
It has, yeah, because obviously, like the new one,
Yes.
has, I think Disney have taken a step back now and said that they've actually realised that they've ruined.
They
the
have,
film.
as far as I'm aware, they have kind of taken a step back and reined in the extreme sort of like wokeness of it, because just the whole sort of production had quite a lot of controversy around it, because they've almost gone out of their way to make it as, what's the right word? Is it quality? Like they've gone
Equality.
They've gone for like an equality quota, basically, and they've just tried to put as much diversity as I'm looking for. They've tried to throw as much diversity into a film called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, there's been a little bit of controversy around Snow White herself, because in the cartoon, the story, she's described as having like snow white skin's like white as snow.
Skin is as white as snow, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, the woman playing her is black, so there's been a bit of controversy around that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That bit, I don't really care.
We don't care about the person.
However,
playing it's
the issue that a lot of people have had is the woman playing her. I think her name's Rachel Ziegler.
Yeah.
She is very anti like princess. Hero,
she made a video, didn't she, saying that we need to get out of the bullshit.
Yeah, so she's
that
been
we're
kind
in
of
and starts making.
Yeah, she's been saying a lot of stuff like, you know, oh, women don't need to be saved by men. This isn't a story of Snow White getting saved, and it's like, fine if that's what you want to do, but that's not the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah,
that's
if you want to do that, make a story.
But that's a different story.
Yeah,
that's not this story.
Make a story.
You're changing this story to something else.
And it's already written. Don't rewrite it. If you're not happy with it, go make your own film.
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah, and also, as we know, there's a bit of controversy around the Seven Dwarfs as well.
Yeah, they're actually 6 foot people
who weren't.
Oh, and there's a woman in there, woman dwarf.
There was the Seven Dwarfs.
Even though they're meant to be men, I know people are going to be like, oh, you know, but do they need to be men? Well, no, they don't, because it just looks like a adult film.
Yes,
they
don't need to be. The dwarfs don't need to be men, but I mean, I have said this before. I feel like they probably should be dwarfs, because that's the story.
It would give work as well to people that are dwarfs.
Yeah, it would give
them work.
Because I would imagine
you're stealing work from them.
As an actor with dwarfism, I imagine roles are quite hard to come by.
Yeah.
And this would be quite a big budget thing.
It'd be a major thing, wouldn't it? Again, you know, like, because people would be like, oh, you know, he played as... It's like we always remembered who played as R2-D2.
Mm.
And we always remembered who played as, like, the Jawas. Like, they were kids, or if they were actually people with dwarfism.
Or good examples, a guy who played Tyrion Lannister.
That's it. Yeah, another one. Yeah, so, everyone remembers their faces and everything. So, you know, you've taken that away. But there is good news, isn't there?
There is good news, yes.
There is very good news to this.
Yes, Matt Walsh of, is it the Daily Wire?
Daily Wire, yeah.
Him and his team have decided to make their own recreation of Snow White. Now, it's not been that clear on the details, but I think, as far as I can tell, they're going to be making it a lot more like you would maybe say it should be.
Well, it's going to be starring Brett Cooper, isn't it? Who is a female actress.
She is, although she's
also a influencer.
Yeah, she's more of a presenter.
Presenter and TikTok.
But apparently, she's like a well-trained actor.
Yeah, no, her job profession. When I looked into her, she is an actress.
I didn't even realise.
Yeah, neither did I.
Professionally trained. And
I was looking at what films she's been and everything like that. I didn't get as far into that. I just literally got basic information on it because I then had to go back to work. But it's being played by Brett Cooper. Apparently, she's looking very forward to it, and
it's going to be interesting to see what happens with it.
Yeah, that's it. And I think she's very on board with all of it because she's, like she says, it's the way that the book's written, isn't it?
It kind of makes you wonder as well, because I haven't seen a lot of details on what they're actually planning to do.
No.
So I don't know if they're going to make it a real sort of strict, like, this is how it should be done, Snow White, or if they're going to make a complete piss take of, like, extreme Disney example.
I don't know.
I don't know which way they're going to go.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it, to know how they're going to approach it. I mean, I'm a bit baffled though because Disney own that.
I don't actually think they do. I think,
Or do they not?
as far as I'm aware, I think Snow White, the story itself, is in the public domain. So I think that's how they are getting away with doing it, because it's technically a public domain story because of the age of it. After a certain amount of time, the stories become public domain, so anyone can kind of use them.
So anyone can kind of get on with it.
Yeah, so like, the copyright kind of runs out on it basically. So yeah, I think that's how they're getting away with it. Well, not really getting away with it. It's not something to get away with in the first place. It's fine. It's not illegal anyway. So.
Well, if of course not. That's all I want to know.
Yeah,
I thought it was owned by Disney, so obviously it's not. So if it's in the public, yeah, fine, fair enough. Make it yourself.
Yeah, so
that might make sense in how people had to do plays and everything like that off of it. But yeah, I just fair play to them. They're going to go to all this expense to actually make their own film. It'd be interesting to know how good it is because I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably will most likely watch the Disney one.
I was going to say I think I'd watch them both to see what
to criticism to
see what they're like.
Because I've also heard that she, as the actress, she is actually going to get no more roles in anything else.
What, because of her views?
Because of her views, yeah. I think she has kind of blacklisted herself.
I think she shot herself in the foot. I mean, if she wants, like we said a minute ago, if she wants to tell that story that she's trying to tell in Snow White, then go and tell it, but don't pretend it's Snow White because it's not.
No, exactly.
She's basically just using the name of Snow White to, promote this film that she's trying to make that's not Snow White.
I don't.
A bit weird.
I don't know what else you'd call it. Woman with.
I mean, you can't.
7 people.
Well, you can't call it Snow White because she's not got Snow White skin. You can't call it the 7 Dwarfs because they're not dwarfs.
No.
So do you just call it Lady and 7 Friends? That sounds like a porn.
That's what I'm saying. You just. So yes, so there is some good news coming to it.
We will see what comes of it.
We'll see what comes of it. We definitely will watch it. I think we should definitely do a reactions film.
Maybe a little review of it.
A little review of it, definitely. Like,
little review of
Rotten
both.
Tomato views and everything like that. But
do a little review of each one.
It'd be interesting to see what they look like, and then it'd be interesting to do a side comparison to see how good both of them are going to compare next to each other.
It'd be interesting if they kind of play out scene by scene as well.
Yeah, and then obviously it'll be the box office that'll tell us the most.
That would be very interesting. If they come out at the same time, I think the Disney one's going to bomb.
I mean, there's loads of controversy around Disney making new films anyway at the minute and reboots because they have slowly started taking things away, and even talking about Lightyear. I liked Lightyear. Right, I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
You have, yeah. I liked Lightyear.
I quite liked it as well.
But the problem being, a lot of people didn't, and it was one of Disney's flops.
Yeah, it didn't. It kind of bombed a bit.
Didn't it? It did bomb.
I didn't even realise it had come out. Right, I saw it was coming out.
Yeah,
and then it went completely dead. Then I saw it was on TV to watch a few months later, and I was like, oh.
It ended up back in the news because it got banned in quite a lot of countries because obviously it had 2 females kissing in it.
Did it?
Which I wasn't really bothered with. Like, I was just like, to be honest, with seeing this and everything. I mean, I'm not being funny. Come on, man. Like, if you watch lesbian porn, you're then bothered about it.
You know what? It's always the guys that watch the lesbian porn that are like, I don't want to see girls kissing.
I don't want to see 2 girls kissing in public. And then the same with men. Like, come on.
I didn't realise there was any controversy.
Just get with the real world now. This is how it's looking. It's not illegal anymore. If you want it to be illegal, then
like I said, I didn't even know there was any controversy around it.
No, but there was. It was banned in a couple of countries, and then obviously I think that's what caused it to dive because everyone started kicking off about it. Like, oh my God, I'm not showing me kids that. And
how silly.
Like,
I thought it was a pretty good film too.
But you'd let them see, like, I don't know, a scene of like Woody kissing. What's her name? What's the farm?
Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep. Kissing that, but it's not really kissing. It's like that in it on there. Woody's like made of like a rubbery plastic, and she's like porcelain. But you're not bothered about that. But, so I think Disney are in the spotlight again with this, and they have made.
What I don't really understand with Disney right now is I understand it. But I think it's stupid. The fact that they keep remaking classic films that everyone loves, but they go out of their way to make it to make it overly diverse to the point where it's almost comical.
It's like Darth Vader, isn't it? Pray I don't alter the deal. Every time and you watch that Robot Chicken episode, and what do you mean now? I have altered the deal. and he comes out with clown shoes every time.
Yeah,
that's Disney with a new film. I've altered to something else.
I think it's because each time it's almost comical when they try and they go out of their way to make it.
They'll change the cat and all that in the Alice in Wonderland in a minute. Like it won't be allowed to smile.
Or they'll
because it shows happiness.
Oh, they'll turn it into a horse. Like that's the sort of thing they do.
They would, yeah, or a dog or something because
or a small Chinese.
Well, in the Mad Hatter, he won't be called the Mad Hatter because that incites mental health.
Yeah,
I bloody know. But this is what we're saying. So we're waiting for it to come out. We're gonna see what it looks like. I mean, I don't even know if Snow White's out already, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think
it's got a little while ago. Yeah,
but yeah, so
we'll give it a little review.
We'll see what it goes like anyway.
Yeah.